Welcome, wherever you are, to Alfsplaining. Only, we're not talking about an episode of Alf this week. Who we? I, Ben Baker, of course.
I'm John Matthews.
English, good words, speaking out, mouth. But this is a season 1 wrap-up episode where we're basically going to look back at the previous 26 episodes of Alf. Can you imagine?
I can't imagine. It's something no podcast has ever done before. Look at an entire season of Alf.
Yes.
In 30 minutes.
Oh, your money back. But no money back. Oh, we're keeping all the money. The money's ours. It's in a mattress.
We will send you a free pizza, though.
No.
Yes. Nobody's listening.
All right, fair enough.
Although, actually, we're recording this a couple of weeks in advance, so there's a good chance that we've got Ryan Reynolds on board by now, so that our listenership will have soared.
Yeah, this is going to be like Krusty Burger giving out those. But I can win. Writing checks at arses cannot cash, I believe is the...
I think you'll find my arse can cash many very successful checks.
Pat cash.
Billy Arse.
You can tell there's no structure to this one, unlike an episode.
It's fallen apart. Have you even played the theme tune yet?
It's a good theme tune, reinterpreted by our own fingers.
Well, just to avoid any copyright problems, but I don't think anybody at Alien Productions has noticed us enough. We could have probably got away with using the real one.
Well, we're thinking we might just mix it up for season 2, though.
Yeah, we've got a top DJ, a top DJ and remixer in to do a new version for season 2. So keep your ears peeled, listeners. Not literally, that would be hideous.
Yes, no, don't. And it's not Ben Leebrand. It's not them.
It's his sister. His sister Rita Leebrand.
Yeah, Rita is the opposite, of Ben. It's just, I've often wondered what the opposite of my name was. It turns out Rita. So basically, we're just going to look back at the season of Alf that we've gone through, pick our top 5 best and worst episodes, and a few other bits and bobs have come up that I haven't mentioned yet. And one of the things that we always start an episode with is the episode title, and then John has the German DVDs.
Yes.
So he gives us the German title. But I wonder if the titles are out there for other countries.
Oh, this is an interesting gimmick. I like this.
Yes. And the Italian season 1 episode, it's up. There is a Prima Stagione Episodi di Alf.
It's a spicy meatball.
Lardo, Lucky e pomodoro. Già, potrei anche farlo. E loro non avrebbero il coraggio di puntare il dito contro il vecchio Alf. No? Magari se la prenderebbero con Willie, piuttosto che con me.
And would you believe episode 1 was called Benvenuto Alf? Although that does auto-translate to Welcome to the Alf. Un notte movimento is Strangers in the Night, which apparently becomes a movimented night. That's not a thing.
A movie-mented night?
Movimented, yeah, it's one word. Now, keeping the faith makes much more sense. Alf si mette in affare. Alf is in business. That makes so much more sense than keeping the faith.
Yeah.
Help Me Rhonda becomes appuntamento mancanto, which is the missed appointment, which kind of, again, like the German ones, kind of gives away
that's quite
a big plot point.
It's quite nice, that. I've got to say, by the way, your Italian accent is absolutely splendorosa. I can't speak Italian.
Quattro formaggio.
Oh, Alfa Romeo.
Jump becomes un uomo tranquillo, or a quiet man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was the name of that would have been the name of Willie's spin-off sitcom that didn't have an Alf in it.
Yeah. I love the name of a little bit of soap's Italian translation.
Okay.
Simply telenovela.
Easy for you to say.
But yeah, that's what we call them, obviously, telenovelas, don't they? So
I went to school with Terry Novella.
Yeah, he's at Radio 2 host later on. Like I've got a new attitude. La Seduta Spiritica, or The Seance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, again, spoils a little bit. Try to remember becomes basically amnesia.
Okay, yeah.
Weird science becomes Scienza Bizarra. You'll never guess what that is.
Is it weird science?
It is. Although it just says in brackets, Mr. Science, so...
I do feel that the English language titles, they sort of shot themselves in the foot a bit.
With the music thing.
The music theme running through them, because they've sort of stifled them. They've given themselves boundaries they didn't need to. They could have come up with much more exciting and interesting and romantic titles like the Italians have done.
But brilliantly, the final episode, obviously Come Flower Me, Il Tostapane, the toaster.
Yes, because that is the main... But yes!
Boiled down to its essential ingredients.
The main catalyst for the episode.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's just some of the Italian titles for Series 1 of Alf, which we have just gone through, and it was a pleasure to do so. Because we've been talking about doing this for a while, haven't we? And
we have, yes.
I am not sure. I think you had a better idea because you'd rewatched them during lockdown, hadn't you?
I had, yes.
I hadn't for a long time. I was surprised how much I enjoyed the majority of season 1.
My memory of it from watching it as a kid is that it was just genuinely anarchic and funny, and that's, you don't remember the plot specifically apart from one or two.
No.
And then you watch it back and you realise that it is still genuinely funny, and Alf could be doing anything. Alf is a funny character. He has funny bones, and his wisecracks are the things that stuck me as a kid, and they're the things that stick with me now.
Yeah. I like the fact that it works on 2 levels, shall we say, which sounds wanky, but it's true.
Mm-hmm.
I took out, in early episodes, you might hear, I took out an American newspaper sort of account so I could look up Alf news from the past in old American newspapers.
Great memories and a great feature from many months ago. It seems like only yesterday.
Well, this is sort of, there wasn't that much for Series 1 other than sort of the toys, basically, sort of selling absolute bajillions. But I did find a few pieces, and it sort of ties in with what we're just saying. There's a piece in the News and Observer in Raleigh, North Carolina, from July 31st, 1987, so just after Series 1 has gone out, but before Series 2. It says, "Why is this offbeat show so popular? Max Wright, who plays Willie Tanner, head of the household that adopted Alf, speaks of the character's social matrix and the equation of the relationship between the alien and Tanner family. It's fairly sophisticated for a simple idea that a parent can watch with his children and be satisfied. Alf is a mature character with a wonderful kind of everyday appeal. Truck drivers stop on the street and say, 'Yo, Willie.' I say they say, 'Yo, Willie.'
No, you've added that bit. You've added that bit.
No, this is all. And they don't speak with my lines. They speak with his lines. He has that kind of proletariat earnestness and good humour and ribaldry. And he chews up people and things, not just cookies, but ideas," says Wright.
Self-confessed intellectual Max Wright. There's some many. What was that Matrix thing at the start? You said
it's social matrix and the equation of the relationship between the alien and the Tanner family. That is what makes it.
Well, my God, and also the idea of Max Wright hanging around with truck drivers.
Well, you have to buy drugs from somewhere, I suppose. Well, yes, apparently he says, "The furball is popular, but how popular? Well, creator Tom Patchett swears that Notre Dame University has asked for Alf to be its commencement speaker this year.
Oh.
But he turned them down because Alf doesn't make public appearances."
Oh.
That changed. From a similar time, while doing these, apparently the producer of NBC's Alf, so says the Fort Worth Star-Telegram, in summer 1987, that an Alf feature film is in pre-production, tracing Alf's journey from his home planet of Melmac to Earth. The film is in what's known as the talking stages, but a source at Alien Productions, the show's production company, says they're aiming to get someone like Danny DeVito to co-star and someone like Gary Marshall to direct.
There's a parallel universe somewhere where that happened, and
Can you imagine?
I don't know if it'll be as good as it sounds like it was going to be, but...
Well, I mean, no, I suspect the journey from Melmac to Earth was quite stressful and unpleasant because his planet's exploded.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how much comedy there is in that.
You could have got Ken Loach to do it then.
Oh, that would be... Hey, it's this Alf. It's just going up to the mountains to feed my eye, sir. Yes, sir. I'm just taking Alf for a walk. What was this, Alf? It's just exactly it's great. All set to the sound of Northern Tears. Brilliant. Could you? Danny DeVito to co-star indicates short. You see, short actor about the same size as Alf.
Yeah.
Would he have been another?
I'd have liked to see play Alf itself.
Well, that's just it. Would they said, right, we like Alf, but we want to give him a third heat. DeVito.
In a really lame costume as well.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's a man who thinks he's Alf. There's your plot. There's your plot.
Yeah. The man who thinks he's Alf.
The man who thinks he's Alf, and he just moves into some family's house. And
that's our idea. Don't be...
From his perspective, he's having great fun and great antics. And their perspective, they're terrorised by this man in an Alf suit.
It's like a Rashomon sort of thing. We see it from different angles.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. And apparently in the same article, Eddie Murphy is writing a film that would star himself and his pal, the comedian Joe Piscopo.
Oh, okay.
I don't believe that ever happened, sadly. And finally, in this little...
Are you allowed to say Piscopo on a podcast?
It's the Italian thing from before. I've been blessed because of the Italian, you see.
That's all right.
Yeah. TV Guide had this question. Who plays TV's Alf? A midget? Jane Carter from Harmon, Arkansas. That's all he says. A midget?
What's his name again from Arkansas?
Jane Carter.
Jane. He's wandering around just shrieking, a midget, at things when she sees them.
Yeah. Die Hard 2, Jane Carter. That's the full name, I say. There's didn't fit on the letter. But apparently, NBC won't allow anyone to take a good look inside the star's orange fuzz, but co-creator Thad Mumford...
Good lad.
Incorrect. I mean, fair. I don't think he's ever down as being one of the creators, is it?
No. But any excuse to put his name in, that's always, it's fine by me.
Well, yeah, a cracking name. Thad Mumford has let slip that Alf is a puppet operated by two people. A puppet expert, we can't say who, believes Alf comes in at least two versions. One is a puppet and another is a small person in a costume.
Well, thanks for that, puppet expert. Poindexter, we hadn't worked that out.
Good fact. So which Alf goes before the cameras? It depends on the action required. Meanwhile, NBC swears that Alf, short for alien life form, is 229 years old and grew up on the planet Melmac. He majored in software, was active in the Skleen Club, and was co-captain, of course, of the Bula baseball team. He also has 3 parents still living, and though single, he is looking.
Well.
And that's in quotes.
They don't mention the cat eating then, because that seemed to be the main...
No, that's a good point.
We now join the Alf press conference in progress.
Yeah, you with the cheap toupee.
Is there anything you'd like to ask us?
Yeah, why did you guys cancel Star Trek?
Oh, what do you think of pornography?
I don't know. I don't even own a pornograph. Yo.
Alf, are you going to pose nude?
I am nude. Ah!
So yeah, that's kind of just like, I sort of wanted to bring up a little bit of context to where Alf is kind of going. Because this is kind of from the mid-period. Because we've had, I think, a very successful season 1. As we sort of tracked through the ratings, it sort of started at about 30, and it's got its way into the top 20 slowly.
I was going to ask how it differed at the end of the season from the start of the season.
That was so great. So it started with 15.6, but then sort of dropped to about an average of 13, 14 for a while, and then by the end, it's about 18. But there's been 20s and stuff as well. But it's the next season, really. It ignites. So it's fairly consistent over the series, but obviously the puppet toys come out at Christmas and go absolutely gangbusters, which, again, it just doesn't happen with sitcoms.
Well, no, excellent point. I mean, yeah, but I mean, any sitcom, I don't really know from that era. Nowadays, any sitcom that holds its audience is considered a success. I'm assuming it was the same back then, and it just seems to hold its audience. Plus the context of the toys, Alf's general social personality, as it were, around. Just the general, the way Alf has bled into the media landscape.
Well, yeah.
He's a popular character. It's not like nobody knows who he is and this show is being watched by nobody. It's held steady. So, it's been given a chance to prove itself, and it has.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's an 8 p.m. sitcom, which I think has a different connotation in America and the UK. Like, we've established that really weird things went out late in America, like the, Auto Man and stuff like that, which would be on like 5:30 here.
Yeah.
We very rarely gave that kind of gravitas to American shows. Unlike now, when, of course, all the programs are like post-Breaking Bad praised as being great and much better than British programs.
Well, that's if The Guardian says it's the best show since Breaking Bad and you must watch it, then who am I to argue?
Well, John Matthews, you do.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, yeah,
you do. You do.
I don't.
You don't.
I don't.
He does. So this, I don't know if there'll be any argument here, but we've both independently come up with our best 5 and worst 5 Alf episodes from season 1. I think we'll go best. Both of us do our 5s, then both do our worst 5s, and so on.
Mine are in no particular order, and also I found it easier to pick the 5 least favourite ones. I don't like to say worst because, well, I mean, actually these are quite bad episodes, but it was easier to pick the bad ones than the good ones. For some reason, not that, and I love Alf, my favourite sitcom. Do not get me wrong. So it was just a complicated procedure, is what I'm saying.
Yes, which everything around Alf is complicated, as we've noted upon.
Yeah, too complicated, if you ask me.
So for my number 5, they're kind of in order, not massively. There's not much between them. But my number 5 best episode of Alf, I've gone for the pilot Alf because I think it sets the stall out well. It's sort of, obviously we don't have Alf for a large period of time, and in the pilot version, which we haven't really gone into on the series, there's a lot more Tanners and a lot less Alf, which obviously they realise stuff that, like get to the good stuff. But basically, as soon as we're into Alf being in the house and him waking up next to Kate and stuff, and all the stuff in the bathroom with Willie, and the great Aquanex stuff, I love that episode. So it's a good stall setter.
Hello, read my lips.
It talks. It's heavy, it's hairy, and it talks.
Good. Now, how about fixing my spaceship so I can get my heavy, hairy body out of here?
It's a really solid exposition-heavy opener, because they don't really do them so well these days, do American TV shows, to set things out. It's very literal, the way they do things. And that, you're right into the business there with Alf. Like I say, that bathroom stuff, it is great. Everything's in place straight away, even if Alf's voice is a little bit off.
Yeah.
I concur. I mean, I didn't put it down as one of my favourites, but I can understand that.
Okay, so have you gone for number 5?
Well, I'll tell you, this is my 5th favourite. Actually, I don't know because they're not in order. I'm going to say La Cucaracha might be my favourite episode of the season. Jerry Stahl writing a weird alien-themed episode. And I think most of my favourite ones are ones where Alf is an alien rather than ones that are just a stupid sitcom based around other members of the family. But La Cucaracha, with its oddball music cues and strange setting and interesting direction, I thought that was
they play
fantastic.
the horror stuff, definitely, sort of more, not horror, but like enough to give you a sort of alien-style sort of tint, if you will, on it.
Yeah.
Tonight on Al.
There is a space roach loose in our house.
You comparing me to a cockroach?
A pest from the planet Melmac could put Alf to rest.
Okay. Right. My worst 5.
Yeah.
At number 5, I've gone for Weird Science.
Okay.
Again, not horrible, but it's just this. At the central thing of it is Alf coming up saying that Dave and Alvin are these 2 planets, and his pig-headedness is ultimately rewarded. And he's a turd to everyone around him. So basically, you've been in space. And I just think there's a lot going on in it, and there's some really good stuff in it, and it's nice to see Marshall Wallace in it again. But I'm trying to be polite about Brian since his recent passing, which obviously we've recorded the series before we learned of Benji Gregory's death. But it's not great.
We didn't kill him.
Shouldn't have to tell people we didn't kill him.
Right. I'll keep my mouth shut.
What's your 5?
Well, talking of being kind to Brian, I'll say my least favourite episode of the season was It's Not Easy Being Green.
Okay.
With the asparagus-themed musical numbers screeched by children, which irritated my tinnitus no end, and I still wake up sweating in the night having seen
it. Willie at the plonker.
Yeah. But, again, that was not an episode where Alf really needed to be an alien. It was just
I'm not sure Alf needed to be in it at all.
I don't think he did. He did.
No.
So that was my least favourite. But no, Brian, it was not anything against Brian. I didn't kill Brian.
Oh. We need to just let it go.
It was terrible.
Let's let it go. We didn't kill him.
We didn't kill him. We didn't kill Brian.
Number 4, on the good ones, a little bit of soap.
Oh, my God, really?
Yeah, I love how daft it is. They're funny over making any logical sense. Like Dorothy, sort of toned down a bit from the previous one when she's been introduced. He's just a great sparring partner for the boy. And, that stuff like, you orange bath man, you Bronx giraffe, all that stuff. When I thought about the episodes that sort of stuck with me, surprisingly that one, just because, again, the timeline is nonsense.
Yeah, well,
It's all over the place. But it's really funny. It's a really, really funny episode. And, Alf, the idea of him being a soap writer is just great. I just love the idea.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
Turning on a good soap opera.
One World to Hope For. That's not a soap opera. That's a sleeping pill.
Quiet. Let me see what's happening.
I'll tell you what's happening. The same thing that was happening a year ago. The show needs a plot transplant.
Okay, my next good one then, Going Out of My Head Over You. The introduction of Larry, the psychiatrist, and Willie's mental breakdown, which was all in all, loads of references to the New Art show. It was a clever script, complicated plot. It was brilliant.
See, the only reason I didn't put it in is because it's the bit that it should be, the episode, is very short at the end. Like Alf meeting Larry.
Oh, yeah.
And the kind of Alf versus Willie that's where the gold is. Oh, there's loads of good stuff in the actual surgery.
Built up to the Alf versus Willie dinner party debacle beautifully. But it wouldn't be nice to see Alf and Larry interact a bit more, and they will.
They will. I believe they do, yes. So that'll be fun. So, yeah, good. 4th of my worst 5, It's Not Easy Being Green. Yeah, I've put the annoying children singing, the weird timeline, and that Spencer kid.
Well, my next bad one then is a little bit of soap.
Really?
Which it's just stupid. It angered me, the laziness of the writing on it, the way it just chopped about all over. I can appreciate the surreality of the timeline going askew, but the whole stupidity of it all. I mean, you've got to suspend your disbelief a bit while watching Alf.
You think?
I think. But it just went too far with this one.
Oh, you've gone too far, Alf. You've gone too far.
I got bogged down in thinking he can't have done this, when in other episodes, whatever he does, I can go with it. I can suspend my disbelief and go with it. But this one, I couldn't.
Oh, well, I went with laughs per Alf.
Laughs per Alf.
Laughs per Alf. LPA. The LPA was strong.
We'll introduce that for season 2, the LPA.
Yeah. Right, my number 3, good one. I've gone for Your Eyes Only.
Okay.
The one with Jodie. It's one of the first, which is kind of a grounded episode with, I think Jodie being blind and the kind of, the Alf interaction stuff. It's not about him being an alien, but it is about him discovering stuff, which is the sort of the crux of all those fish out of water sitcoms, I guess. And it's a shame Jodie wasn't used more. I think she's a really good character. She brings really interesting things out of Alf. Not like that. It were a date. Yeah. But yeah, I really enjoyed the episode.
I counted it sort of as an Alf being an alien episode, because he sort of was. He was alone. Yeah. He was alone, but it was a reference to it. So yeah. I also put it as one of my top 5 episodes.
Oh, okay, good.
And I agree with you on that. I thought it was a nice episode done. I say sensitively, but that's to make it sound mawkish, but it wasn't. It was just a nice episode with well-rounded characters and some funny bits, and that scene where Alf wears Willie's coat and hat and looks like Liam Gallagher.
a good one. So I'll go to my third worst one then. Looking for Lucky.
Okay.
There's lots of LPA.
Yeah.
So, but Alf is a really big nut. It's that one where he starts with the house is slightly dishevelled and the cat's gone missing, and they straight away start blaming Alf. And Alf just goes, "Oh, Alf, I eat cats," jokes, And it's like, no, it's just it feels like everyone is a knob in it, And Alf coughs up a hairball and Brian cries.
Yes.
Plus, there's too much of the creepy costume version in it as well, as he's pottering around looking for Lucky. So, not terrible, but not good.
Well, this was what I thought. That one and Weird Science, I had them down as mid-table episodes, and every time I put them in either the good or bad list, they didn't seem to fit in either, so they just ended up mid-table. So my next worst one, then, I shall go for Mother and Child Reunion. Now, I've nothing against Dorothy. I enjoyed the Anne Meyer episodes, despite picking two of them here as my least favourites, but it just seemed a complete treading water, waste of time, that episode. It was like the first part of a two-part episode.
Which it technically was, really.
It technically was, but nothing really happened apart from Dorothy meeting Alf towards the 2/3 part in. But no, it was a bit of a wasted opportunity, I felt.
Yeah, it's a very standard sitcom episode. The parent winding up the child for not treating them as adult kind of trope. And that ties in a little bit with my number 2 good episode. And again, I've gone with laughs over logic.
Right.
Baby, You Can Drive My Car.
Oh, God.
Well, I just passed the Motel 6. Hey, they're having a beekeepers convention. Ouch! Ow! 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 Oh, gotta go!
Tell me where you are!
Okay. I'm right near the...
Alf!
I just think the whole Alf on the motorway section is brilliant. And I love Willie getting angry and being completely incapable of using it. I don't know. There's just loads of really funny bits that stuck with me.
Yeah, there are, and that's something I thought whilst looking back through these episodes. Every episode has a hook, it has a gimmick, it has a catchy chorus, as it were. And there's such a lot of variety throughout the episodes throughout this series, despite the fact that we sort of felt that maybe it did get bogged down in the beige colours of the sitting room when they were sort of stuck in there from time to time. But when you look back over the whole arc, there's a great deal of variety and interest that went on.
And I mean, just the image of Alf speeding down the motorway with bees in his face, heading for Oxnard.
And that image of him in the Ferrari is quite an iconic image as well, in Alf imagery. It's one of the main ones that you come up with, him driving a red Ferrari. So it's stuck in the social consciousness, that episode.
Yeah, so that's my number 2.
Well, my next good episode, I'm going to go for Strangers in the Night, the second episode, which nobody was in it except for Alf and Mrs. Ockboddock, really.
But there is some good Trevor. When he does appear, some cracking Trevor.
But it was, I thought it was just, it was a quality episode. I can't really say any more than that. It was just a solid plot, sensible plot. Alf, the newcomer of Alf, bearing in mind, although we did feel like he'd been there some time at that point. And when you're this early stage, you're setting your soul, setting it grounded. I thought it was great.
Oh, I think that's more than reasonable. Yeah, it's a good one. And it's not the first one where, because they've pulled it forward in the production slightly, it's like Alf's right. It's like his voice is better and he's more the mannerisms we know him of.
Yeah.
So my second worst one.
Yeah.
I've gone with Wild Thing.
Okay.
Because Danish postcards aside, it's like Alf's a knob. We get that. We like it. But then it goes, oh, now he's going to be more of a knob and he's going to be really annoying. And he kind of just, even though he steals Trevor's glass eye and the lawnmower, we don't get to see it. And we are cruelly kept from the vision of Alf on a sit-down lawnmower terrorising a neighbourhood.
That's exactly what's wrong with Wild Thing. That it happens off camera. Yeah, it's a great idea. It's a great setup. There's some great bits in it, like the scene that was cut out for syndication of Willie and Trevor in the garage building the cage. But all in all, it all happens off screen, like some sort of Greek chorus.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't pick that. That was a mid-table one for me. But my second worst episode, I think, was probably Jump.
That was near for me. It's not bad.
Not bad, but, no need for Alf to be in it. I mean, Willie wants to do a parachute jump. Willie does a parachute jump. There's your plot.
Pretty much. Yeah, there's not much to it, is there?
And, that's it. There's nothing to it.
You could have brought it over from any sitcom of the time.
Which is what I assume they did.
Yeah.
It'll have been a spec script for something else, won't it?
Yeah, it must have been.
How about some of that wet cake? Yeah.
And my number one, I would say, and not much between any of these, in terms of like.
Oh yes, they're all great.
Thing, but Pennsylvania 65000, I went with. I just think it's a really funny episode, but it's a sort of mix of Alf having actual moral concerns, like bringing some of his knowledge for the first time to the sort of the situation, having been from a planet that exploded and being worried about nuclear bombs and stuff, but then also being a knob and getting Willie put in jail, which all that stuff is fantastic.
Okay, maybe it was wrong of Alf to call the president.
Maybe.
Okay, it was wrong. But, you have to respect him for the way he feels about nuclear war.
I think it's commendable that he's willing to send me to jail for his beliefs.
That was very much my. It was a toss-up between that and my other top 5 episode as to whether it should go in because of the Willie in jail business, which has become a bit of a trope for us throughout the season. So it's something, you immediately think back to season 1 of Alf. It's always the one where Willie was in jail. Yes, that one. So it's again a memorable and significant episode. Now my other, not necessarily my favourite, but in my top 5, Looking Through the Windows, the Rear Window parody with some lovely atmosphere, a bit of chaos, and Trevor burying some meat in the back garden.
And again, laughs over logic.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's like some of the plots, like some of them are actual plots, but most of them don't. They don't stand up.
It's just thinking back to the episodes, my instinct of that was the hot, sultry sunshine and Alf in his vest looking out the back window, and it was such a striking image and so beautifully done, and people obviously having fun with this sitcom and doing things like that, and then all Alf's business behind Trevor whilst Willie was looking at him through the binoculars or whatever, and it was all good. I'm not describing it very well. It's like I feel like Dave Nice describing an episode of One Foot in the Grave.
Well, of course, Mr. Melder comes in. He's the man because he's a perfectly reasonable reason for being there.
The point is, you've all seen these episodes, so you understand exactly why Looking Through the Windows is a great episode.
Likewise, you'll probably know why my number one worst episode is the worst episode, and if it's not yours, I'll show my bare ass in Burton's window.
I'm looking at my list here, and I'm thinking we're going to say the same thing. Should we say the same thing after 5?
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't it make your brown eyes blue? Creepy, ill-advised. Alf in love with a teenager. A few episodes in. And then 3 minutes of a horrendous music video.
I know it was gimmick after gimmick, and I said this when we did the episode of the podcast itself that pop video would have made an amusing DVD extra or a clip on Comic Relief or something like that.
Yeah,
but as the lynch point for an entire episode, no.
And unfortunately, it was the most watched episode of season 1.
But like I said, I was looking at a lot of mid-table episodes and things like, look at the episode Border Song, which has the best joke in the history of television in it, and it's sort of a fine episode. And stuff like, I did think like stuff like Gambler and Keeping the Faith were memorable more than anything. But you couldn't really in any way put The Gambler as one of your top 5 episodes.
Yeah. But it's interesting, again, we've kind of not meshed that much because everything's been all right.
Yeah.
Whether that'll continue going forward. We don't know. So finally, for this special look back, I've just come back and found what our MVPs of the series is to work out who's the MVP of the entire first series.
Oh my God, really? Well, that is some effort you put in there.
There were 1 point for Lucky, Joel, Alf's broker, Hogarth on Air Force One.
Right, okay.
Jodie.
Yeah.
Alf.
He only got 1, did he?
And nobody.
Oh.
We give it to nobody 1 week.
Didn't I give it to somebody's jumper one week?
It was a joint one, I believe. Dorothy got 2.
Right.
Kate got 3.
Okay.
Trevor,
yes,
got 4, but Willie got 8. So Willie is the toppest Willie of all the Willies.
It's difficult. It should be Alf every week, so it should be. I think we've possibly skewed ourselves slightly there by not voting for Alf, but
sometimes the data speaks for itself.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's our look back at season 1 ahead of season 2, which will be coming very, very soon. We're looking forward to it. And we've got some interesting guests lined up as well, which we're keeping under our Alf-shaped ears. I don't know my ears, but yeah, sure, why not? And it's been lovely to get the reaction from you out there.
Yeah, we do. We do thank you for all your support out on the old socials there.
Yeah. And so until season 2, I have been Dem Games Lover Ben Baker.
And I'm the King of France.
Goodbye.
Do you have a statement to make, sir?
A brief one.
Proceed.
I came here to tell you the truth. The good, the bad, and the ugly. The show's doing good, that's not bad, and you're ugly! I've got the meeting out of my hand. I'd like to thank the American people who have responded with their support through what has been an exciting first season. Think they bought that?
Alf's second season begins September 21st.